What's going on, everybody? I'm Alex Hunter, this is HP Builds, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I know I've been talking for a very long time about how we got a sponsorship from Jet Hot to do some long tube header coating on Tony. And well, it's been a long journey to get to here, but they're at the shop, they're in a box, and before I leave to go to work in Texas this weekend, I had to put my eyes on them. So let's jump in the truck, let's get to the shop, and let's see how good these things look. I'm super excited. This is in fact ours. All right, guys, so as y'all can tell, I'm still running the rental here. We are on day like 75, I think, of having a rental car and not having the truck back, and that is because of this right here. So we've got some engine damage. They've ended up ordering a short block for that thing, apparently, and I was told it might be another 8 weeks before we get that truck. So when it's all said and done, I don't think we're gonna be running this badge anymore. I'll just say that. But let's get inside. Let's check this box out. All right, guys, this box is quite large. Let's get a box cutter so we can open this thing up. I'm so freaking excited. Ah, they got the giant staples. Hold on. Let's try this again. Two. Goodness gracious. All right, let's open this one and then we'll go over what we've got. All right, guys, well, if y'all remember, a few months ago we actually received these headers. These are the JBA long tube headers for the 3-valve Mustang. They're 1 5/8 to 2.5 inch. And then from there, I was telling you guys, we were sending them to Jet Hot to get ceramic coated. And well, as you can see, we did an Extreme 2000 satin silver ceramic coating. And talking to the guys over at Jet Hot, they said this was probably the best option for my application, trying to, of course, keep these things long-term because I don't really want to pull them out and heat wrap them, you know, every 2 or 3 years with rain use and things like that. They said this is probably your best option. So here we are. So shout out to Jet Hot. Thank you guys for sponsoring this. This is a huge undertaking, and I'm so glad to have a little help in the process of getting these things in the car. Now, as you guys know, we had a laundry list for Tony when you guys saw these headers the first time. There were parts all over this table. And well, we've gotten a lot of parts put in, we've gotten a lot of things done, but I'll be honest, I'm actually adding to the list as I go, which is probably gonna be the death of me because my goal was to have this car done by NMRA, and well, that's like 3.5 weeks from now. So let's jump over to Tony, kind of start in the front, go all the way to the back, and kind of go over what we have left to do, and then what we have done, and some of the things that I've added in this process. It's a long road, but finish line is coming up fast. All right, let's start all the way down here at the front bumper. I talked about putting some holes in here. I had a laser cut piece that was gonna go in there. I've still got it. It hasn't been done yet because the entire bumper's gotta come off. So I'm going to do that and the air dams kind of funneling back to the radiator all in one sweep. That shouldn't take too long. I'm thinking that's, you know, just in a day, just start up here and knock all this out. Should only take about a day. The engine bay. We got rid of our heavy battery. We now have a Noco lithium ion battery. So I had to build a whole new bracket to mount it up to the firewall. And then as you can see, we've got two fancy hoses sticking up right here. Well, that is because the heater core has been removed. And this is where something has grown into something that was this big to something that was this big. Because if you guys know anything about 3 valves, these hoses go all the way under the intake manifold. So I have to take the blower and intake completely off to get all these hoses out of here and make it as short as possible. I don't want to have a bunch of joints. I don't want to have a union here that could leak potentially. While I'm here, I want to knock it out. And we're obviously going to be doing spark plugs. We're going to be doing valve seals. We're going to be putting new seals on the supercharger. So it's a good time to go ahead and clean this up and make it as simple as possible. That way, hopefully, one day it won't, leak when we're trying to go down the track and have some fun. All right, now let's jump into the cab of this car. So you guys knew that we had a Rhodes Racing cage that we bought that was going in this car. Well, that meant a lot of stuff had to happen inside this car. And as you guys can tell, we do not have a dash anymore. In that process, of course, I can't leave anything alone. I went ahead, took all of the HVAC system out of this car, ended up putting some covers in, had to get them cut and shaped the way I wanted them, got them sealed, got them screwed in. And then I was like, you know what? I can't just go for a simple, plate this thing and go. I don't want any sound deadening in this car. So we tried dry ice. That didn't work. Took a wire wheel and spent like 2 days getting all of this off, all of that side cleared, even back here where we're putting our back supports, all of that got cleared out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that literally took like 2 days because it is not a fast process. If y'all have ever done that with a wire wheel, I went through 3 wire wheels and it was literally like total of probably like 12 hours in between both days. It was nuts. But I'm glad I did it because now I never have to go back in and do it again. And in the process of doing that, we were also saying, well, what are we going to do to this floor? Because now it's bare metal. I'm going to get with Sherwin-Williams and we're going to try and get this color for this entire floorboard. I'm not sure if they're going to get it exact, but they'll get it pretty daggum close. And then we will paint the entire floorboard that color. Now let's talk about the roll cage. All the parts are here minus the main hoop. So the main hoop, harness bar and lateral bar, all of that has been tacked together. It has been pre-fit to the car. And my buddy Jason, who's actually helping me weld on this, actually took that thing home yesterday just so he could go ahead and get it all fully welded while I'm out of town. That way we're kind of getting something done this weekend. So the main hoop is all done. We've got the halo kind of already set where we want it to be. We've got a little bit of notching to go. We're gonna set these bars in, go ahead and get our pipe bomb set up for all our wiring to go on to. And my thought is that is really probably gonna be about 3 to 4 days. So I'm hoping by next Friday that this thing has a cage in it minus door bars, and then we can start just doing the hard part because these door bars are going to be insane. And then we still, just inside the car, we still have things like door panels that have to be done. When we put the pipe bomb in across here, we still have to come up with some kind of covering for a dash. That way we can mount switch panels to it, gauges, things like that. A lot of work, needless to say, a whole lot of work. Now, under the car, obviously we've got the JBA headers, and I ended up buying enough piping to rebuild all of the exhaust. And we're going to be running some dumps in front of the axle. So we're going to come from the headers. I've got to build an X pipe. Then from the X pipe, we're going to do some laminar flow mufflers right beside the drive shaft. And then we're going to dump them puppies right out to the ground. That way, yes, it's going to be loud, but hopefully all the sound kind of disperses instead of going straight towards the microphone where they're checking sound. And then lastly, this little puny wing right here will be no more. So last night I went ahead and ordered the 9 Lives Racing wing that's like this freaking tall and about yay wide. It's massive. So it's ordered. I'm not sure if it'll be here before NMRA, but I went ahead and pulled the trigger last night because I had to have it here because I want this car to hopefully be done by NMRA. And then as far as purchase parts goes, we're really only down to getting some tires. And I'm not gonna order those tires until I see light at the end of this tunnel. And then we'll order them, get this thing, you know, ready to go, get the brakes bled, put fresh fuel in it, drain the radiator, put fresh fluids in it, and get this thing up to the track. But as you guys can tell, with that laundry list of stuff to do, 3 weeks is gonna be cutting it really, really freaking close. So next weekend, I'm home, no plans, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm gonna be nothing but thrashing on this car, trying to get one thing after another finished. So guys, that was a quick little update on the car. It's coming, but we'll see you guys in the next video when hopefully I'm actually wrenching on this car with you guys instead of just giving you like a month and a half update. So we'll see you guys in the next video.